Yo, what's going on, team? I am back in the building bringing you guys another movie review. Warner Brothers / DC Entertainment has came with another superhero film called Batman Hush. If you don't know about Batman Hush by now, take a look at this trailer.
All were set into motion by Hush.
Is it too much to ask for one quiet weekend?
Hush knows me. He's been one step ahead of me the whole time. Hush, Batman. Hush.
After watching that trailer, I was like, sold. Sign me up. Because a lot of people say that Batman Hush story is one of those stories that keeps you on your toes. They also say that the Batman Hush story is probably one of the best Batman comic books of all time. Let's see if this film can equal those praises. Let's talk about directing and animation. This film is directed by Justin Copeland, and Justin Copeland did a really good job in directing this film. You know, when you deal with animation, there's a lot to it when you're directing. Like, you gotta make sure the animation is on point. You gotta make sure the color schemes are on point. You gotta make sure the voices and the characters, the animation, combine together perfectly without people looking like, that sounds terrible, that doesn't look right. And he really did a good job combining all those elements together. One of my favorite parts of this movie was the color schemes. I love the colors in this movie. He was really able to, like, show us Batman, you know, Poison Ivy and stuff like that, and Bane, and we were able to see a different take on him, but the color schemes were just so vibrant, and it really shot at me watching it on my big screen. Like, I was like, yo, this is dope. I love seeing this shit. This is tight. So, directing was on point. I liked it. Let's talk about the story. Let's talk about the script. I liked the story. I thought it was really cool, but I do have some gripes with the story. I do have some gripes with it, y'all. It wasn't perfect, but I did enjoy it. And some of the dialogue, it was okay. I thought some of it was kind of cheesy, and it could have been better. They could have dialed it back some and gave me a little bit more. But for the most part, it still did its job, and I was entertained. Let's get into this voice acting. I thought the voice acting was okay. There was one voice that I didn't like, and that was the Joker's voice. I thought it was disgusting. I was like, ugh, why does he sound like that? And it's one thing that hurts me about these movies nowadays, that there's no iconic voices. Like, no one is stealing the show. No one is making, like, that voice known. Like, yo, that's that person now. You know what I mean? Like, we have our Kevin Conroys and Mark Hamill and shit like that, but those are old school guys. The new guys aren't coming into their own with these voices because we don't care. It's like, all right, on to the next film. So voice acting is okay, but it should have been better. Just being honest. Let's talk about pros. Let's talk about cons. Biggest pro of this whole movie was the color scheme for me. I love Batman suits. I thought they were unique and different, but old school at the same time, baby. I'm feeling it. I did laugh one time in this movie. I'm not gonna say the part, but I did laugh one time in this movie. It had me cracking up. It was funny. I ain't gonna lie, I laughed. And I think it was meant to be funny too. But it had a nice vibe to it. You know what I mean? It was serious, but animation serious. So you still was on your toes, but it still gave you a nice twist at the end, and I really dug that about this movie. On to the cons. The biggest con for me in this film, I have to say, is the story. Now, hear me out. I like the story. I like where they went with the story. And I see what they're doing with this DC superhero animation universe. They're going MCU. They're combining all the films, like the last 13 films, together. And I get that and I dig it. But when you call a movie Batman Hush, I'm expecting a Batman Hush movie. Yeah, we got bits of it. We got a little something here. But we didn't get a Batman Hush story. Because Batman Hush story is really sick and twisted and crazy. And I thought they were going to go there. I was like, yo, we got a couple rated R movies already. Give it to me, bruh. Because, you know, what's his name? Tommy Elliott? That fool ain't no joke, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm ready for this and I want to see animation. But we really didn't get that. I felt like they held back too much. I'm like, bruh, go full force. That was a con, because it was a letdown once you get to the end of the movie. You're like, all right, I guess it was cool for the most part, but that was a big con for me, because I'm like, damn, man, like, I thought we getting Batman Hush, you know what I mean? But besides that, the film is good. Let's give this film a grade. With all that said, I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was fun. I love the colors. I love the Batman suit. Like I said, it felt very familiar, but very brand new at the same time. Thought the story was cool, but it should have been Batman Hush story. I'm going to give Batman Hush a B. It's a really good movie. It's better than most. B for better. Better than most. But that was a letdown, not having the entire Hush story. I feel like they just drew back too much, man. It hurt me. It hurt me. But that's the review, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and push that subscribe button, thumbs this video up, and don't forget to share Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm J3, and I'm out.